Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for this edition of State of the Atmosphere. Tonight, we're going to look at the battle for the summer box office, how some of them aren't doing as good as they thought, and some surprises are coming along, and there's a guy named Mr. Cruz about to take us all over by himself. We'll talk about all the summer movies and how they're doing here tonight. And then, of course, the big story in video gaming this week, the FTC losing to Microsoft in court. Looks like Blizzard is set to be bought by Microsoft. And if we got time, we'll get back to chipping down the IGN top 100 video games of all time. All that and more tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It's State of the Atmosphere here on Joe's Atmosphere's channel. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It is good to see you this evening. And as usual, I've got my regular crew hanging out, starting with Das Wolfen. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good.
What's new and exciting, man?
I saw Mission Impossible last night.
Oh, we're gonna get your thoughts on that here in a minute, though. But we'll get to that here in a second. Also in is Knock. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey there.
I was about to say it's good to see your icon.
No, it's good. Good. Had a good weekend. I did nothing but gaming except for when I went to go to the little expo center nearby.
We're going to start off with that, but let's get the rest of our friends in here first. We got Matt from Small Time Republic. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Got a lot of praise for that show we did last Thursday, man. That was cool. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it, he's going to be my backup quarterback on that show that I do with my brother when he gets busy, because he is in the middle of his busy season, and I really want to have that political discussion every week, no matter what. So, we had a good time. We covered everything from what is that? The Sphere in Vegas to what else did we talk about during that show? It was a bunch of stuff. Oh, chest feeding. That was a neat one.
Chest feeding. Yeah.
Holy shit, that was crazy.
Did we get into the white substance at the White House?
Yes. So
yes,
remember on the thumbnail I had Hunter as Scarface in front of that mound of cocaine.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend.
That's it. Okay, so Knock, you got to tell me, you went to an expo?
It's basically a toys and comics show.
Okay.
It's a little Fredericksburg, I guess, little mini con, I guess you can call it.
Okay.
People can dress up. I think they do like a competition, and they have a little games corner. You can play arcades and stuff like that. And they have
that little one-day thing.
Yeah. Just a little local thing. Nothing crazy. I don't think I'm ever going to go to those big ones that are just too many people in long ass lines.
He does not like crowds, man. He does not like crowds.
They're all in cities. They're all in cities, and I never want to go to cities. Cities are just death traps. And but no, it was fun. And I got a couple things. I didn't load up there because I didn't want to be carrying a bunch of shit around. But I did get one cool, a couple things that I wanted to show off real quick.
Go for it, man.
Blow me up there, Joe.
I will blow you up, buddy. No problem.
This first one was pretty cool. It was very simple, but this is the little patent print of R2-D2, which I thought was pretty cool. I just liked it. It was just a cool thing to get.
Nice.
So I picked that up just to go do my Star Wars thing. And then another thing I got, because I got 3 things, and then the second thing I got was I got a full set of these. These are solid rock, and then just the Game of Thrones emblems. I got the full set.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So they're pretty cool. I got them wrapped up in bubble wrap right now because I don't have a place to put them.
Well, yeah, you got to display
so-
those. You got to frame them up or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But then I did do one splash. I did do one splash. This is my first ever signed picture that I'm probably going to find to get framed. It's got the authentication stuff and everything. But it's Batman. Can you guys see which Batman it is?
That's Val
Val Kilmer.
Kilmer. Oh,
right.
Rhonda's going to want to shoot
Nice,
you over
nice.
that one, buddy. That's
Yeah.
her favorite Batman, dude.
Yeah. So I was like,
Was he there?
No. There was a booth there that had a bunch of signed stuff on it.
Autograph collection. Okay.
Yeah. This is like, he's like, I'll give you a deal on that one because I have a bunch of them or something like that. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Really? Very cool,
But
man.
he has some Star Wars stuff. I think the coolest one that I was so tempted to, get a loan on and get it was he had the 4 hobbits. With
Get out
all
of town.
with all their signatures on their character.
Wow.
And I think that was going for like $500, but I thought it was a really cool picture. But he had some other stuff. He had like Kylo Ren, but I don't care for his character, so I didn't get his. I think there was even a Darth Vader, but I'm not sure which one. So I didn't. I probably could have asked, but it probably would have been, if it was Earl Jones, it would have been like thousands of dollars.
Right, of course. Yeah. Well, I tell you, man, it's fun to go to those nerd events, dude. I mean, I know you never go to a big city for a big
I go
one,
to
but
this one I go to every year though, just to
Yep.
hang out for an hour or two. So
there you go, man. That's very cool. Very cool.
my very first signed, just autographed anything. So
Autographed anything.
Yeah, anything.
Your first autograph, dude. Let me tell you something. My dad, he has an extensive collection. Matter of fact, I've shown you guys my athletic wall, right? With the Steve Young and the Bob Greasy and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Those were all wedding gifts from my father. And what he did was, if you really want to get into it, what you do is you first of all you pick and choose the pictures you want. Right? You pick your favorite picture of them. Then you come up with a form letter and you tell him a little bit about yourself, right? People are using the service for retired.
Getting a little gobbled over here, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're good.
Anyway, you write up a little blurb about yourself and that you're not doing this to make money. You're not going to put it on eBay. It's for your personal collection and you're a big fan.
Mhm.
And you'd be surprised how many of these people and you also send them postpaid envelope to send it back in. That way there's no cost to them. All they have to do is sign it for you, right?
Yeah, because you
And-
see those at the pawn shops. Like I think Pawn Store does it all the time. Where it's like if it has somebody names on it, its its value is just gone. There's no value in it. You have to have a very generic or just the name itself.
Mhm.
But that's what gets the money. So if it has somebody's name on best wishes to so and so, then
Right.
that messes. So I see what you're going with.
Yeah.
that one.
And this one, and you find out a lot about your heroes doing this too. Like he showed me Bruce Willis's one that he sent him back. Bruce signs with an auto pen. He doesn't even sign it. A machine does it. Okay. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But the one the one I want, and hopefully I won't get it for another 20 years. Let's hope. But the Clint Eastwood one, Clint wrote him a letter thanking him for his service on the back of the damn thing. I mean,
Nice.
yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. It's pretty cool. He's got a nice collection. He's been building it for years. The few that I've shown you in here, that's just some of it. You know what I mean? He gave me, my brother got a bunch of baseball and basketball ones. If you're a baseball fan, if you know who Greg Maddux is and Tom Glavine, he got both of those. My brother did.
Cool.
Even though he's a big Red Sox fan, he recognizes greatness in players and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty neat. When you get into autograph collecting, you find out all kinds of stuff about these guys. But it's cool.
Yeah.
I told you, Rhonda's all about Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna want to steal
I
that
told
from you.
Joe that I got a Batman, but I didn't tell him which one. He thought it might have been Bale.
I thought it was Bale because that's his
Well, if
guy.
he was there, I would have gotten him.
That's his
but
guy.
I
Yeah, for
I
sure.
wanted to get one. I wanted to get something. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is pretty cool. I didn't
That
really
is
get the
cool.
other ones, and I thought
As long as you didn't get the bat nipples, you're okay. As long as you didn't get Clooney, you're all right, man.
Well,
Yeah.
now if you'd have gotten a Bell one, I could have said, "Good for you."
Right?
But,
Good for you. That's it. Christian says, I got a Joe signed drawing. I figured 20 years for monetary value. No, it's probably when I'm dead that'll be worth something, man. That's the way it usually goes with us artists. Rhonda says, right, Christian. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
I've got a lot of signatures like Richard Hatch, Gil Gerard.
Richard Hatch, you suck, man. I love Apollo, dude.
Oh, I got to hang out with him quite a bit.
Oh,
In fact, because I was gaming guest for a con because I was working for Steve Jackson Games at the time.
Yeah,
cool.
And it was the same time that Richard Hatch was there as a guest. So was Richard Biggs and Jason Carter from Babylon 5. And I got to hang out with them. And after the con, because, they have they wait to take the people to the airport after the con. But they had time to kill. So we went to Bass Pro Shop. So me and Sophie, who was Richard Hatch's girlfriend, got lost in there. Couldn't find our way out.
It's a good place to get lost, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and this is
if you're a guy, that's a great place to get lost in.
This is the big one in Springfield.
Okay.
Oh, I've driven right by that.
There you go.
One. Yeah. Oh. Springfield has a nice airport, or at least it did.
It's okay. It's okay. But so I got signatures like that, and I got like chief signatures. Everybody from like Curly Culp's era to current players. Like Ladarius Sneed and CEH, and although he's probably not going to be a current player much longer.
Yeah.
Since they didn't take up his 5th-year option, so this is his last year there unless he breaks out.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, I'll tell you, my favorite one that I have is, and I've told you guys this, my Marino Bledsoe one is signed by both of them.
Yeah.
They're shaking hands at midfield after the game. When the young buck there threw 72 times trying to keep up with Marino and couldn't do it, lost the game. Yeah. But that was the start. That was the start of the Patriots' turnaround to becoming a winning franchise, was when Bledsoe was drafted. That was one of the first drafts that oh God, guys, help me out. I'm having a senior moment. The owner of the Patriots, Bob Kraft.
Yeah.
That was one of the first drafts he did. And I'm not going to get off on that tangent, but boy, there's some stories about whenever he became the owner of that franchise. Let me tell you.
But he ended up having a happy ending.
Yes, he did. He did have a happy ending in more ways than one. Yes.
You guys might appreciate my shirt.
Uh-oh. Never forget. Very nice. VHS, floppy disk, a cassette, and what's the one to the right?
A Nintendo cartridge.
Nintendo cartridge? Okay, cool.
It's my favorite thing that I forget what it was, maybe the meme or picture. Is like, why is someone 3D print the save button?
Yeah.
That cracked me up. I was like,
funny,
that's great.
Damn.
Well, this is important because I got this shirt 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
It's a 3X, and I'm 3Xs
And
now.
you are down to the size again. Nice.
It's loose.
Way to show it off, dude. Way to show it off. That's cool. Henry Thrun says hi. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to have you. Those of you watching on Rumble, give us a follow over there. Give me a subscribe over here on YouTube. And hi, everybody on Twitter.
Yep.
I know Threads didn't kill you yet. You're still there. I know you are. It's good to see you. Okay.
Sorry, I just had to humble brag.
You do need to. You should humble brag, man. Don't you worry about that. I will support you in that all day long. First subject tonight, guys, we're going to talk about the summer box office. We did cover this a lot last week, but I just, with that guy on the motorcycle right there fixing to start his foray into the summer, I figured we needed to talk about that. And plus, oh my God, the chat just went crazy. Hey, Keely Chow, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. What's going on?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, Keely Chow's.
Oh, Keely, I love you, man, but damn, really, the Tide? Me and Matt have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I've only had a problem with that since, like, I don't know, the day I was born.
The day you were born, right? I've just had a problem with it really since that Napoleonic figure showed up in friggin' with the Tide. Yeah, Alabama, Mr. I'm going to bail on the Dolphins after one season because I didn't get Drew Brees. Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I wish you would have. Gosh, I wish you would have.
Nick Saban. What a frick.
Yeah, and now his spawn is doing the same thing at Georgia. But
the only team I have a problem with is KU Jayhawks. Even though we don't play them, we're not in the conference anymore. It's an eternal rivalry. I will always hate the Jayhawks. I will always root against them.
You sound like me talking about Nebraska. You sound like me talking about Nebraska because I have no love for them.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of new to college, so I don't really have a team that I hate. Well, I mean, I guess if there is a team, it would be Alabama, just because how many championships.
How many championships do they win?
So it'd be like I don't want to see them in the playoffs. That's pretty much what I root for. That's about it.
Yeah.
Or if they
have a problem with Auburn and Tennessee. We know you have a problem with Auburn. That's why I was talking about Matt having a problem
we know
with them.
Tennessee. I watched that game last year, and they tore down that goalpost and threw it in a river. Yeah, that was great.
Ruben is here. He says, "Hail, I am still alive." It is good to see you, man. And you've got the link. You come on in whenever you want to, buddy. But I wanted to start off with last weekend's box office numbers here. Let me go ahead and put these up. And pretty interesting. The number one movie was Indiana Jones, making $27 million, but Sound of Freedom made 19. Now, this is, if you guys don't know what Sound of Freedom is, it's a movie. Now, you guys help me out with the history here. Pretty sure this movie's 5 years old and it's been in a tank.
Yep.
Right?
It was a Fox property.
Mm-hmm.
Disney sat on it Fox sat on it for a while, and then Disney bought Fox, so Disney
and they continued to sit on it, right?
Yep. They finally got the money together and bought it back for $5 million.
Yeah, I don't know the producer's name, but he is Hispanic. He lives in Mexico, and he bought the movie back.
Yeah, so they raised. I believe that's the $5 million they raised they had crowdfunding.
Right. Okay.
And the movie cost,
and if correct me if I'm wrong, that puts the production budget at $19 million because it was like $14 million to start with, right?
No, well, they don't. I'm not counting that because that was already paid for by the crowdfunding.
Okay. All right.
So, but its actual budget is $14.6 million.
14.6. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you see there that it made $19 million last weekend, but the bigger story, okay, guys, was what it did on Independence Day. On that Tuesday, boys and girls, as you can see here, it was the number one movie in America. It beat Indiana Jones, which was still on its opening weekend, basically, because it was a holiday weekend, right?
Yeah.
And it beat it by $3 million. And pretty much it made its production value back in that day alone, and it made 19 this weekend.
Yep.
And if you don't know what this movie's about, I'm planning on going to see it tomorrow. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Let me pull it up on IMDb real quick.
It won Tuesday.
Huh?
It got 3.8 million on a Tuesday.
Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, Sound of Freedom, what this is about, guys, it is about human trafficking, actually specifically sex trafficking.
Kids.
Kids, and it's a true story about an actual guy that decided to go vigilante and try and save a bunch of these kids. And from what I understand, watching different people's reviews, it's a must see. And in another era, it would probably be up for every Academy Award there is. But there's all kinds of mainstream media trying to shut this movie down, and
it will get nominated for nothing at the Academy.
No, it won't. And it's a shame. From what I understand, I can't wait to see it. I'm going tomorrow with my buddy Dallas. Whenever I asked him if he wanted to go, he said yes, absolutely. You know, because he had actually put an article up on Facebook about it. And let me tell you, man, you know, anybody that's poo-pooing this movie, you need to check why they're doing it, because I mean, who wants to put down a flick that's shining a light on a big fucking problem like that?
A lot of people, including myself, whenever we see bad, reviewers saying something bad about it, on Twitter, we put "spot the pedo" or "there's the pedo."
Right. Check it out.
Or whenever you see like different reviewers using the same terms, to criticize something, it's like, have you even seen the movie? Right. If you're just copying and pasting someone else's critique of it.
I've said it before. I stopped trusting reviews when Shrek got a 1 star.
Shrek got a 1 star.
Basically when Shrek got a 1 star, I was like, you know what? These reviewers did their
job. But Shrek is an all-star.
Not in their books.
Yeah.
But
hey, Jed.
Smash Mouth
that's Culture. What's going on, Culture?
Hey, Culture.
Yeah, I am not Jed.
I know you are not Jed, buddy. It's just usually he comes in about this time, and all I saw was there was an icon on the screen. My camera's right in front of part of my screen.
Well,
how you doing, man?
I'm great. I just thought I would stop in, see how things were doing. How are things?
Everything is good, man. We're just sitting here talking about the Sound of Freedom and how it's really stealing the thunder of a lot of things, and it's really shining a light on what I mean. I just don't understand what's going on with some of these reviewers and stuff trying to poo-poo this movie. I don't understand that. It's really weird. You really have to question their motives. Culture. It's very strange.
I feel like their motives are fairly clear. To be
right. Yeah, they're kind of sick. They're kind of virtue signaling the wrong direction there, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah.
But I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. Have you seen it yet?
Sound of Freedom. Yeah, I'll be seeing it again. I did a pay it forward package for some folks to see it themselves. And
did you? Cool.
Yeah, and I look, it's a really powerful film. I don't know what else to say about it. It's the one that I had the most emotional reaction to outside of Mission Impossible 7, which I saw, yesterday. Yeah. But as far as like pure emotion, purely driven by the human interest of it all, and the fact that it's based on a real story and this kind of thing is happening currently, it is probably the most powerful movie of the year. It doesn't surprise me that on Monday it replaced Indiana Jones and Insidious at the top. It was number 1, and
Tuesday too.
Yeah, and you've got and you're competing with the heavyweights at this point, and I know you guys pay attention to this stuff, but it's really a big deal, and it speaks to an audience that's not being served by anybody, and that's a real problem.
Yeah, I know. I love seeing smaller type independent movies like this just take the public by storm. You know what I mean? The word of mouth thing is really what's doing it for this thing. And I mean, I didn't even know it existed, until you guys started doing stories about it beating Indiana Jones on Independence Day. And the more I learn about it, I mean, is it done by one of those religious movie houses?
No. It just happened to get picked up by them. See, and that's the other problem. I mean, there's a lot of false narratives out there about the film. I mean, they try to tie it to QAnon. Well, the activities of this group to rescue these kids, directed, and under the leadership of Mr. Ballard, started well before the QAnon even existed or any of that was in existence. So that's number one, the false and lying narrative that's out there. Number two, the fact that this was a religious film. No, it wasn't. It was actually put into production via one of the many production houses of 20th Century Fox. So it was, Disney acquired it because of their purchase of the Fox properties.
Yeah, we were talking about how it got sat on by both of those production companies.
Yeah, well, Fox didn't necessarily sit on it. It's just it was caught in the middle of the acquisition by Disney, which was processing. What's up, E-Clay? Which was processing. Through getting that deal taken care of, and then you ended up with a lot of crazy things that happened at Disney that prevented this film from coming out. But to be fair, and again, I want to call out Disney here because it feels like it would be natural to do so, and probably fair. But at the same time, and this is the other thing, I try not to go, you guys know me, I try not to go head over heels on something, too hard if I don't have the information to back it up. But it's very possible that Disney just didn't know what to do with all of Fox properties. Because, I mean, point to me a list of Fox things that they've been able to get out in the world and do a good job at getting it out in the world. They released that terrible mutant film.
Yeah, the X-Men movie.
Yeah, right after acquisition, and that went over a whole bunch of
the New Mutants, guys. If you're wondering, the last one that Fox made was the New Mutants, and it was supposed to be a horror movie type thing.
But
that was the one with Maisie Williams or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I think that
so
film
dumb.
could be fixed with a re-edit.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not sickeningly bad. I was interested in it because I love the character of Magic, and she was in it. 1 foot in limbo and one in the real world. That chick, I love that character, man. But they didn't really, maybe some editing could have helped that. But you're right, Culture. They Fox didn't have, the cupboard was bare by the time they got it, no doubt.
Yeah, and There's also video out there, recent video out there of Mr. Tim Ballard, denouncing QAnon on air.
Yeah, that's what Henry Dunn was saying. Yeah, he said Jordan Peterson interviewed him, and he denounced QAnon. And look, anybody starts spouting off QAnon, I stop listening to him because it's just stupid.
In 2014, CBS was promoting Tim Ballard's work.
Yeah, and that's
a feature story on it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, none of the narratives hit, and they were relying on people being uninformed. I mean, seriously, that's how the mainstream media operates: is being uninformed. Yep. Anyway, I was just popping in here to say, hey,
hey, you can come by anytime you want to, man. E-Clay says the silver lining is that Streisand effect will propel this movie even further into the spotlight, and more people will see it. Yeah, word of mouth is what's going to do it, man. That's exactly what's going to do it. Culture, if you've got to go, I understand, man.
Oh, no, I've got a few more minutes. Like I said, I wanted to pop in here. I didn't, and I feel like I halted the conversation. So
you didn't halt the conversation at all. We were talking about this already. Yeah, absolutely.
And the whole thing about this being a QAnon movie, that's one of the things that the mainstream media calls anything they don't like.
Yeah,
if they don't like it, it's far right, QAnon, Trump, whatever.
So this is going to be a little ignorance on my part, but you guys are going to have to explain to me what the hell QAnon is.
Oh man, QAnon!
QAnon was a
like I'm a 5-year-old.
Okay,
it was a conspiracy theory group that posted a lot of conspiracy theories, such as about the election being stolen and stuff like that, and that Trump was going to get in and like there was going to be a court case and he was going to get in like March and bounce Joe Biden out and stuff like that.
or that Pence was not going to verify the election or things like that.
Yeah.
They were coming up with all kinds of scenarios where Trump was going to stay in the White House. And
I think some of it was trolling.
It was big time trolling. And this, look, it's one of those things I don't pay attention to. I'll pay attention to Alex Jones before I pay attention to them fools, okay? Because at least 50% of what Alex is talking about is actually based on facts. You know what I mean? These guys.
And there's an actual person there that's talking. Yeah.
Right. There's an actual person. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Henry Thrun says, I know people who believe QAnon and they're really nice. It's too bad, and I hope they all get out of it. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I don't even know what to say to those folks. They mixed in truth with fiction. Yeah. And he says, I love Alex. Yeah. Well, we all love Alex, but you got to remember what you're dealing with there. He is first and foremost, he is an entertainer. He is amplifying a message, no doubt. It's a message you need to pay attention to, though. It's like any other news source, though. You've got to take it with a grain of salt and do your own research on the stuff. Okay. Always do your own research, especially in this day and age where we all know that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I can't watch CNN. I can't watch Fox because they both lean so far in different directions. It's just I can't do it.
I occasionally watch Greg Gutfeld, but that's the only person there that I watch.
Once again, like Alex, he's fun to watch. He's entertaining, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's knocked out all the guys in late night television, pretty much. With
basically
his numbers. Everybody's watching him now, right? But getting back to the box office, though, the guy that's going to be killing it here shortly, and I didn't grab the one that's. Didn't you say it was 7 million?
7 million on
7
Tuesday.
million it made on Tuesday. Mr. Cruz is about to knock it out of the park, folks. I think this is conservative right here with this 250 million because he started on Tuesday. Now, if you're wondering why on a non-holiday week, why he started it on a Tuesday, this has got kind of weird origins. Culture, you might be able to help me out with this. Doesn't this have to do something to do with Oppenheimer owning the IMAX screens for 3 weeks when it opens up?
That's the majority of it. But it's twofold. There's two reasons. There's that, and the other reason being that they wanted to have it open globally basically the same day. Because if you've noticed with international openings, sometimes we have staggered dates and things like that. And I think they were trying to target that. But you're right. The primary reason being is that Oppenheimer has an exclusive deal with IMAX for 3 weeks. So they're locking.
He's trying to get as many days as he can before it opens on the IMAX screens, right?
They're literally. I mean, he's literally going to try to get not only the balance of this week, but through the entire weekend before Oppenheimer has its premiere.
Yeah,
so you can't blame him. I mean, it's interesting because I have a feeling that the IMAX folks are going to really regret.
I think they are too. I think they are too because Oppenheimer's a 3-hour movie. Yeah. Okay, less showings, less money,
and it's more of a niche movie. I mean, it doesn't have as much mass appeal as Mission Impossible.
That's true.
As much as I want to go see the first nuclear explosion in IMAX, if I'm going to watch something at IMAX, I'd rather watch Mission Impossible.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. This movie's made for that, if you ask me. Oppenheimer, it's a historical movie. Other than the I'm sure this effect he came up with for the nuclear blast is going to be neat and everything, but that's going to be what? Maybe 2 minutes of film, 3 minutes of film, and you're paying that much for a ticket to see just that little bit when this thing flies at you 100 miles an hour, I'm sure, on the screen, right?
Yeah.
But it's they're predicting it's going to be 250 million globally on the opening this week. Now that's all week, all the way up till Sunday, right? Is that what they're talking about here? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But, the biggest problem is that, and you've hit on it, but the difference in time isn't all that much. It's a 15-minute difference in time between these films. You're investing 2 hours 45 minutes. That they're going to be able to turn the theaters over about the same time frame. So they're going to get nearly the same number of showings of all of these in IMAX, but it's more like you're not going to fill the theater for Oppenheimer more than a few times during the course of any week.
No,
and
actually over 3 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's one of those weird things. I look at it and I'm feeling it and I'm going, this is not quite it. I don't know, maybe you guys can figure it out better than I can, but why would you sign this kind of a deal? I mean, I understand you want to support your boy, and everything in Oppenheimer that Nolan did was done with IMAX cameras. It was shot in open matte IMAX, so it's the only way
it's made for this, no doubt.
Yeah, the only way you can see the whole film is to see it in IMAX. But at the same time, there has to be something there for profitability, and I have a feeling that again, it'll be a decision that they regret. But what's worse yet, and it's funny because I have a video coming out tomorrow about Barbie, but Barbie's actually suffering a similar fate, because they're just not going to have premium large format screens at all, because you have IMAXs sucked up by Oppenheimer. You've got Mr. Tom Cruise collecting the revenues from pretty much all the balance of the PLFs that will be available. Yep. And where's Barbie going to go? I mean, it might get a couple here and there, or one out of every major theater complex, but unless you're a 20 multiplex or a 15 multiplex kind of a place, I don't know what you guys think, but those are my thoughts. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I think that Oppenheimer, the only reason why the IMAX company decided to do this is because of Nolan. That's the only reason. I mean, if somebody like James Gunn said, I want this, they'd probably go, what? No. I mean, Nolan's got a lot of weight, and I think you're right. I think they're going to be hurt by this financially when they could have. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to be interested in. How many of those screens flip to Mission Impossible after the first, say, week? If they have the right to do that in the contract, if you understand what I'm saying. We don't know exactly what the deal is with that.
It's gonna depend on the lease deals that are signed in all these theaters, because it's gonna be, and it'll be down to it'll be down all the way down to probably regional chains that operate IMAX screens. Because I have a couple of regionals and a couple of nationals where I am in the metro area I'm in, but I have a feeling the regionals will have a little more flexibility, and the one-offers, the guy, private owners, I own 6 movie,
Right.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if the ones in my town flip.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It always comes down to the contracts, and again, I mean, it also is going to come down to share, because if they only negotiate a standard deal, you're going to have less incentive to leave the option open to keep delivering that film in that format. You're going to want to, maybe, if again Mission Impossible is going strong, you may want to have the option to flip back. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, there may not be a lot of buzz for Oppenheimer after week 2, so maybe they'll be able to move on.
It really depends on how the movie does critically too.
I think the only reason that Oppenheimer got probably the budget it did is, oddly enough, the success of the biopics in the past few years, like with the Freddie Mercury one and the Elton John one.
They've done well.
They're a lot different from Oppenheimer, but
you
look at Oppenheimer, Napoleon. I've always been
Napoleon's the one I'm hyped for, man.
Yeah, I've always been skittish from how well biopics will do, though, because it just seems like that they don't have as much mass appeal sometimes as. Well,
that's what I was when Culture was talking about it a second ago. I really wanted to interject that man, this is one you could actually wait and see on TV, wouldn't you think? It's just about a bunch of scientists in the desert, right?
But nuclear explosion,
which is going to last 5 minutes? Yeah, I mean,
man. And it will get, simply because of Nolan being tied to it, that will get some people out that otherwise would not.
Yeah, trust me, I want to see it in the theater just because I dig Nolan. I dig Nolan a lot. So yeah,
I will see it. I will see it in the theater.
Yeah,
because
I'm not gonna see it in an IMAX theater though. You got to have something good for me to say. It would take something to the level of the first Star Wars for me to go see something on an IMAX screen. I mean, really.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I have 3 IMAX locations within a half hour each direction. So.
Well, I'm just saying,
I don't have any IMAX near me.
I've got to drive an hour up to the city to see it.
At least an hour.
We've got one. We've got one here, but the ticket price alone deters me from doing it. It's a lot more expensive than a regular movie. Yeah. And the other thing about it is it's kind of like, these 3D movies they have. Yeah. I know they've improved the technology and everything, but I went and saw Thor: The Dark World in 3D, and I was like, I do not need to see another 3D movie. This is ridiculous, man. And that
was still during that phase when those were all the rage.
Every one of them were in 3D if you wanted to see it. And I was like, I'm not seeing this stuff.
There was even, what was the Alice in Wonderland, I think was 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one was
I saw 300 in 3D. It was fun seeing the blood come at me.
I don't need to be dodging bullets and shit when I'm watching a movie.
That was before 3D jumped the shark.
I can't even do 3D. It gives me a migraine. So
well, and again, I mean, a lot of the technology keeps advancing in that area, but at the same time, I mean, the novelty I think is just worn off. But
I always get a migraine when I watch it because the screen's always blurry.
So. Well, half of us are video gamers culture, and I got to tell you, I still don't own a virtual setup. I don't, and I don't want to. I don't need that assault on my senses. You know what I mean? I really don't.
I think there's a time and place for it. Again, having played, Skyrim and Fallout in VR, it does add a little bit of depth, but at the same time, it suffers the same issue. Do we really need to see Barbie in IMAX? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think Barbie should have locked down the 3-week contract, but that's just.
I tell you what, Wolf of Wall Street in IMAX might have been a little bit.
Hey, look out!
I'm back. I ain't going nowhere. That would be great. Yeah. I had a thought and then I lost it.
And
by the way, Knock, you have a very low key, mellow voice, man. You should, you
got a voice for radio. He's saying, bro.
No, I mean it's great. That's one of the things I notice most on YouTube is voices, everybody's distinct voice and stuff. It's very cool. So
let me pull out my Star Wars Lord and go. No, my voice is better than his. No.
Wow. Right. Fair enough.
But,
I'll let him say that because he bought me out back one time. So.
Right. Yeah. Me and Knock have known each other for well over a decade. We're video game buddies that actually, when we were up in the Virginia area where my dad's at, we took a day trip, me and my wife, and picked him and another buddy that we were all in the same league in a game called DC Universe Online. And we got together and went to go eat. I've actually seen him a couple of times. Last time you were working at Walmart still.
I was still at Walmart, yeah.
Yeah.
We had lunch.
Every time we're up there with Dad, we try and go by and see him. So, yep. But, it's going to be fun to see. Okay. We've got 2 people here that have seen Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Well, John, 3. Start us off. You tell us 3. You've seen it too, Matt?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll start with John. No spoilers. Just tell us.
No spoilers. First of all, I didn't realize it was 3 hours and 45 minutes.
How long?
2 hours.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
I was going to say 3 hours and 45 minutes. I may not be seeing it now. What the?
This is part 1. Part 2 is to be
This is part 1.
I didn't notice at all. It goes along. There's no real slow spots.
Yeah.
There's Tom Cruise brings it. He also runs a lot in this movie.
Maybe the most ever.
Yeah, I'd say probably. Yeah, that's the amount of running he does in this movie. He got his steps in.
So he's got good cardio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
get his little legs run.
There's some emotion that if you're a fan of the series, you'll have. Mm-hmm. And Haley Atwell's just cute as a button. So,
yeah. I just think it's a coup that he pulled off getting Haley Atwell and Rebecca Ferguson in the same damn movie. That's just wow.
Yeah.
Well,
and Vanessa Kirby, who's a up and comer.
Yeah, and the I forgot, I can never pronounce her name. Palm.
Something. Oh yeah, the character that plays Paris, the actress. Yeah, she is gifted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same woman that plays Mantis in.
Oh, okay. All right.
In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very cool. Yeah, she's pretty.
Yep. And she diverges a lot from Mantis in this role.
She's actually closer in this role than she is. She's more comic accurate in this role to Mantis than she is in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I see. Okay. All right. Very cool.
Oh wow, Indira Pharma's in it too. I like her.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say Haley Atwell steals the.
Oh yeah,
the film.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Well, she literally stole, things in the movie.
Yeah.
So
I was definitely crushed when Agent Carter got canceled. I was.
So was I.
I really like that show.
I still that's the one that slipped through the cracks on me. I still haven't seen it yet. Me and Rhonda are going to watch it. It's just we haven't gotten around to that one yet.
How about I mention the fact that, and I said this during the film with the people that were there with me, I said out loud during the film, Marvel wasted her.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yep. Yes, absolutely. No doubt.
Odds all around, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and I think Agent Carter, I think it was always meant to be like a mid-season, show, like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, exactly.
Hiatus, but
absolutely.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. Now it did lose a little steam towards the end, but it was good.
Yeah.
Well, I like the dynamic with the what's his name, Dad Stark.
Yeah,
Stark's,
Howard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Howard,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Her boss in Agent Carter season 1 is in Mission Impossible 7.
Yeah,
he plays an agent.
Now, if I were going to change the MCU in any way, I would have made Agent Carter Tony Stark's mom.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah,
she never would have went for Howard.
Cool.
Whew. No, you're sounding like Harry, man. She would have never done that. No, we know a couple of comic book purists that just freak out at stuff, man. So do you liked it? How many stars you give it out of 5? How many stars you give it out of 5? Okay. Matt, what do you think, man?
I would give it like 4 stars out of 5, just because I don't guess I'll give anything away by saying this. There's a MacGuffin that they talk about throughout the entire movie about how important this thing is, and they show this thing about 50 times, and it is important, but they may have gone a little bit overboard with talking about the importance of this object.
I got you.
And you'll know within 20 minutes of the movie what the object that they obsess over. But I thought it was very good. I thought it was about like Ghost Protocol. In terms of
I remember you saying that last night in the chat when we were talking about it. Yeah.
I gave it a pass on the MacGuffin because I'm looking at it as a 2-part movie. So, they're paying attention to this. It's going to be a big part of what's going on in the second movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and I finally got an answer to why in the trailers that nice.
An egg McMuffin. Yes.
Yeah, in the trailers. The Agent Carter actress, Haley Atwell.
Yep.
Why she has her hand in Tom Cruise's lap in that little Italian, yellow car.
Yeah.
So you find they are handcuffed. That's not really much of a spoiler, but you find out why her hand's in his lap. I thought, wow, this is really
well, that I got to tell you, that scene to top my favorite handcuff scene. That's going to have to be really big.
Go
ahead.
I have to say, without adding spoilers, that every piece of action in this film was not boring, unlike Indy 5.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
There were no moments of unearned levity. There was no moments of unearned stress. There were no moments where you could take a nap. It was great. Very cool.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Because I my history with Mission Impossible, I love the first one. You know, a lot of people might, you know, a lot of purists might not like what they did to Phelps in the first one, but I dug it. I thought it was great. I've been long wanting to see an American James Bond kind of thing, and yeah, I thought it was great. The second one, too much woo, really. The end of it was way too
come
far
on!
over the top
Everybody
for me.
Dubs 7 or 8 times.
Yeah. John Woo's gonna John Woo.
Yeah, he is gonna John Woo.
Well, he did.
Doves will cry and fly, no doubt.
Yeah.
But
did Tom Cruise not watch Face Off? Yeah.
Right? Didn't he see it? But the third one, just the worst. Just it turned me off of it. It really did. I was not going to watch another one after that one. It was such a waste of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was a great, but you can only polish a turd so much, and I couldn't stand it. But then a buddy of mine saw Ghost Protocol, and he said, "Dude, you've got to watch this flick." And I said, "Man, come on, really?" And I watched it, and I was back in, dude. Back in. I was like, "Wow, this was pretty cool." And I've liked all three of them, you know, up to this one. Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. My favorite one since the first one's Fallout. So, you know.
The only thing I'll say with Mission Impossible 3 is it did start to move the franchise closer to what it became after 3. Like,
yeah.
It was from 2 to 4 it got better, and 3 was kind of that bridge to get it closer to to what it is now.
So my question,
more action and less spy stuff.
So my question for you guys that have seen it, if I had the inkling to go watch it, would I, do myself disservice by not going and seeing or not watching the first 6? Like, would I go into it in like Doctor Strange and never seeing the Disney show with what's her name, Scarlet,
WandaVision,
and like being like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
You won't be like that. I don't think you'll be confused about what's going on. There's certain characters you won't understand why
the relationship or whatever,
the emotions that are involved in that character.
Yeah.
They do tell you a little bit, but it doesn't exactly explain it unless you've seen the whole arc.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Knock, when I saw that Kittrick, the character you see at the beginning of the first trailer for this show that's talking to him and explaining a bunch of stuff to him, that character right there is in the first one, and it's a huge scene in the first one that's great with this big aquarium in a high-end restaurant, and I just love the first one. When I saw he's back in it, I was like, dude, are they doing callbacks to the other movies in it?
Yeah, I'd say there's a few. I mean, there's because there's characters that have been
you haven't seen for a while in it, right? Yeah.
Well, there's I can't tell you without spoiling stuff.
Okay.
So
fine. But that's what I'm looking forward to. When I saw Kitchens was in it, I was like, dude, this is killer. I couldn't wait to see it.
But yeah, there are some regulars in it for sure.
And there are callbacks, and there are people callbacks. People? That sounds bad. There's returning characters, so it's pretty good. Yeah, and look, I mean, and that's funny. That's a great comment, E. Clay. Remember, McQuarrie is the guy that revitalized this franchise and turned it into what Tom Cruise was looking for. Of course, he's also did that Top Gun Maverick and everything else. I have a feeling if you have Tom and McQuarrie involved in it,
you're going to have something good. Yeah.
I think you'll have a winner.
Well, it's like, to put it in, we love sports ball, the group of us here, and to put it in perspective, it's like Brady and Belichick. If you get the right components together, you're going to have magic almost every
well,
time.
except that these two guys like each other a lot, and I'm
right.
I'm convinced that Brady and Belichick liked each other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, Belichick likes any other humans. But
right. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I've definitely learned to trust Tom Cruise movies now. That you're gonna get your money's worth, because he cares more about the audience and their experience in the cinema than any other actor.
But John, before the beginning of every movie now, we have the star thanking the audience, right? I mean, they're not trying to rip off Tom, are they?
They're not ripping Tom off or anything like that, are they? No.
Hang on now.
And the thing you got to remember, though, when you're talking about this is Tom's not just an actor in this. He's producing this damn thing, too. Okay? He's not just acting in it. Yeah, for sure.
He also has a significant back end.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not talking about his ass, ladies.
No, we're not talking about his butt. We're talking about how much.
We're not talking about Haley Atwell.
He's getting a percentage. Yes.
Well, I was looking at Rebecca Ferguson. And I was like, she looks familiar. She's actually turns into a main character in Silo.
Oh, yeah.
On Apple TV. And I've been watching it. I'm on episode 7 now. And it's a really, really good show. And so I was like, oh, wow, that's cool.
I think I just wanted to come on camera for a second because I got
he is
pretty soon. But
so jealous of that beard.
Why? You guys got it's like the beard. Well, wait.
This is all I can do. It's just
keep it going. Look, I have never been more happy with a beard than when I had my goatee because this takes a lot of work.
I get nothing. I get nothing on this.
I got some length on mine.
Yeah. It's.
I get my grid every once in a while. So
my dad told me a long time ago, "Don't cultivate on your face what grows on your butt." So hey,
I don't have a hairy ass, so I guess I win. What? Shit. Now I don't remember.
Now you're lost, right? Now you're lost.
Yes, that's what I'm here
has a
for.
way of doing that. He'll sidetrack your ass constantly.
Anyway, I this has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate getting a chance to stop by because, as I told you, Joe, if I ever had 2 minutes, I could scratch together.
I appreciate it, man. I do. I do. I've got to get a little better about sending you the private invite. I've got to do better at that.
So somebody the other day is like, did you see my message? I'm like, where? I'm in like 40 group chats, and they all get hammered.
Barraged.
In the place with the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I neither have a place nor a thing. But anyway, no, I have committed to doing a gaming stream here in a little bit, and I need
man. I'm doing one later tonight, like I do every Wednesday. So.
Okay. Well, I'm playing a game I suck at, Fortnite, but
that will be fun.
No, it isn't. But no.
You can only do non-build. That's the only way.
No, it's going to be fun for us to watch. That's what
I suck so bad that I deleted the game and I had to reload it so I could be on the stream. So, but almost any other shooter I rule, right? But this stupid Fortnite thing is dumb.
It's not just a shooter. You got to build stuff. You got to build a bunch of stuff.
If we're not doing zero build, I ain't playing because that's the building people. I'm like, you're dead. No, you're not. You just built a freaking. What are you doing? And then you're chasing these dumbasses.
You took one shot and there's a castle in front of you. You're like, oh, okay. With like guards and everything.
But Culture, you're always welcome, man.
Okay,
anytime you want to stop
real quick, my rating of the film is the same that I gave it on the rating of the video that I did, and I'm just gonna say it's 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I knew you liked it, dude. Yeah, very cool.
It is almost impossible to earn 5 stars. It's almost impossible to get a 10 out of 10. Yeah. This film is about as close as you're going to get to that. It's also going to be the biggest film of the year. I know a lot of people are trying to downplay it and say it's not going to have enough time to
They can downplay it all they want. It is going to be the biggest film of the year.
Top Gun Maverick started out slow as well, and it stayed in theaters forever, and it eked out well over $1 billion.
Nothing is beating Super Mario at this point.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, maybe the Marvels has a chance.
E-Clay wants to know when is the Fortnite Boomer Fest?
No,
I think the Marvels is gonna.
Marvels is gonna lose $200 million.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Barbie only cost $100 million. I found that out today. I was like, oh, really? So when I did my video, which is coming out tomorrow on Barbie, I was like, well, if they manage to shut these idiots up, this thing could make money.
Yeah,
but we'll see. All right.
My wife made T-shirts for it already. I got a Ken T-shirt. They're pink T-shirts. I had them in here, but I guess she moved them. I've got a Ken T-shirt, and she's got a blinged out Barbie T-shirt. We're wearing T-shirts to the movies.
I'm sorry. I'm going to the Barbie beach event so that I could see the film early. I'm going to be the most out of place dude.
Yes, but you're going to be the hit of the party, bro. I know you. Yes,
we'll see.
absolutely.
Well, anyway, I really appreciate it. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a wonderful, wonderful show. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, buddy. It's good to see you.
He's got better hair than Barbie, so
right.
I mean, he brushes all the time, and it's just
it's all silky.
Oh, dude, he takes care of that. What's the running joke knock on like Monday Night Meltdown or Thursday Night Throwdown? They keep calling it a weave. They keep telling him it's a weave. It's not real hair. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, man. And this Indiana Jones, it's not the movie people wanted to see. I knew I didn't want to see it from the first trailer, and I doubt I'm going to even watch it when it comes on television. I mean, there's certain movies I'm just not going to watch, and that's one of them.
Well, speaking of Indiana Jones, this replaced Indiana Jones in the theater I went to.
Yeah,
but when they started the movie, it went through the you go through the previews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It started Indiana Jones. That Lucasfilm popped up. I went, oh hell no!
No, hell no! What are you guys doing?
Oh man!
And I went and told them. So my movie didn't start till like almost 15, 20 minutes later.
Don't you hate that when you got to get up and go explain to them, hey, you're fucking up in the projection booth? What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's the wrong movie.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
And of course, there's been multiple stories about different theaters possibly having some hijinks with Sound of Freedom.
With Sound of Freedom, yeah.
The AC went out, the projector went out. Yeah.
Those are mostly like the big chains, like AMC or
wasn't WDW Pro doing a investigation of that? I think he was.
He
if
may
you know
be.
The channel I'm talking about.
But it was enough different examples where it was becoming a trend.
You start to become QAnon, right? You start to become Alex. You're like, this can't be a coincidence,
Yeah.
It's starting to become a trend, right?
By the way, Joe, if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen. I have like about a 30-second clip I'm going to show.
Absolutely.
It's from, I stumbled upon this just through YouTube automatically suggesting things to me. It's a behind-the-scenes footage from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Which was in '89. This was, I think, filmed in like '99.
Right.
But for anybody thought that Kathleen Kennedy may not have been on the feminist train prior to the Disney purchase, this in 1999 here, and I'll go ahead and
go
share
for it,
my
man.
Screen.
Present.
And waiting for it.
The Wicked Witch of Lucas.
It'll get there in a second.
Yep.
By the way, outside of
as soon as I see it, I'll put it up.
Blue Beetle, I don't think there's any movie I'm going to see until Dune in November, in theaters, anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
See, there's 5 movies. There's 5 movies I want to see the rest of the year, and 3 of them come out in the next 2 weeks. 3 of them.
I mean, there's some I want to see them, but not in theater. So
I want to see Mission Impossible in the theater. I want to see Barbie in the theater. I think that's movie has the potential to be hilarious, and I want to see Oppenheimer. I mean, Oppenheimer's about the only one that I would actually, if I had to choose out of all the movies that are left, that's the one I'd stay home and watch. Simply because it's a period piece about one bomb going off. Are you having problems, Matt? Just give me the link. Yeah, just give me the link in the private chat. I'll put it up, man.
Well, I want to go see The Flood.
Yeah.
In theater. I want to see Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm. My other 2, by the way, are Napoleon and Dune. That's the other 2.
Yeah, November is going to be killer because also in November is the Hunger Games, the ballad.
Yeah.
There's another Hunger Games movie coming out?
Yeah, it's a prequel. It's a prequel of it's basically Snow when he's first starting out.
Okay. Yeah. Are you sharing sound or no?
Let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to go ahead and start it, okay?
Okay, go.
And they were everywhere. The set,
it's choppy, but I can hear
water. It was like an aqueduct. and we're walking the very narrow lip hair.
Okay, send me the link and the timestamp because that's really jittery,
put
man.
snakes around Kieran Allen's neck, and now we were putting rats in Allison's hair. Do we have any shame? No, we don't.
Unfortunately,
Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon.
Wow.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm going to show you the trailer here in a little bit, dude, if you want to see it. But then again, you don't like trailers, so I'll forget about that.
I'll watch the trailer for that one. His is a history one. What is it going to be? Have spoilers?
Yep.
I won't go to see it in the theater, but the latest Haunted Mansion trailer interested me enough that I'd at least watch it when it comes out on like Disney Plus.
I think that's the movie that
I'd watch it during the Halloween.
I think that's the Disney movie that has the best chance of making its money back.
But I want to see Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Bram Stoker Dracula. It's based on one chapter about when Dracula came over to England.
Yes, Last Voyage of the Demeter does look cool. But once again, am I going to spend money on that in the theater? No, I don't think so.
I did see the commercial or the trailer yesterday for Wonka, and
I got it, Matt. By the way, yeah.
All right, thank you. Yeah, with my laptop on its last legs, this is why I hardly ever try to share anything.
I got you.
But yeah, it's from about
3 minute mark.
From about 3 minutes to about 3.5 minutes. It's basically showing how Kathleen's mindset in 1999 about the Force being female is pretty much It's pretty much static. It has not changed.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to share this little bit of film to let you know what Kathleen Kennedy's thoughts were way back when. Let's see. Share sound, Joe. Don't forget to share sound. Let's make sure the volume is.
There's a Lord of the Ring animation coming out.
I don't know.
The War of the Rohirrim.
Here we go. Yeah, I did hear something about that. Okay, here we go.
1,000 living rats, and they were everywhere. The set, the set was half water. It was like an aqueduct, and we had rats, walking the very narrow lips of the aqueduct and coming out of holes. Rats in poor Allison Judy's hair.
Oh yeah.
I put bugs in Kate Capshaw's hair, put snakes around Kieran Allen's neck, and now we were putting rats in Allison's hair. I mean, do we have any shame? No, we don't.
Unfortunately, the female characters in Indy had to go through the most abuse of the kind of creepy, crawly, disgusting scares.
That was a big bone of contention
and that was
throughout the audition.
Although that's not a bad place to stop it.
Well,
in other words, that whole mindset is still there.
Yeah.
Only females in film suffer. That was my only point there.
Oh man, unbelievable! I mean,
she looks through that lens at everything. So when
I know that's
the
the slant. Yeah.
With the Ahsoka trailer, how every important character is female.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna look at the Ahsoka one before we get off of here tonight.
Yeah.
Because
that guy that was talking, because I know you speed it up when you do it, the way his voice sounded, it sounded like JR.
Actually, I didn't change the speed on that one at all.
Oh, really? To me, he sounded like R. Martin when he talks.
So Spielberg.
That was Spielberg. Mm-hmm.
And to give you a little more context on that clip, for the Last Crusade, they had to basically produce all those rats. Like they had to breed all those rats.
They had to breed them. Holy
if you get
shit!
A bunch of random rats, they could be carrying disease. So they basically got them from a rat farm.
Wow.
Was he certified? Wow. Certified rat?
Right, certified rat farm. Yeah.
I need your prize rats, man. You got like I want to see a Matthew McConaughey type dude. That's like producer from Tropical Thunder going, I want your best rats,
right?
Kind of deal.
Clay says that was back when Indy was with hot chicks. Yeah. He's not with such hot chicks now. But to put a bow on the summer box office, the big winner, I think, has just started. I think these IMAX theaters are going to feel the pinch. And they're going to, if they have an out in the contract, I believe they'll be switching to Mission Impossible by the end of that Oppenheimer 3-week run. It's going to be interesting to watch, man. What's funny to me is I've seen a lot of my artist brethren doing Barbieheimer pictures.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There's a big thing about, those two movies coming out on the same weekend, right?
I can't imagine you being any more polarizing than those.
Right? It's just, you talk about two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Will an A-bomb melt plastic?
Right? Oh, man. But anyway, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm definitely going to see Sound of Freedom now that I know about the movie and know what it's about. And correct me if I'm wrong, he does something kind of like Tom Cruise, only he does it at the end of the movie. He has Jim Caviezel does a little dialogue at the end of it talking about the problem of human trafficking at the end of it, I think. Yeah. It's a post-credit scene.
But I will say, I am so sick of all these other movie stars at the beginning of all their movies copying.
That's dumb.
Cruise. Yeah. It's so blatant.
We see it for what it is, folks. Yep. Okay, all right. If it wasn't your idea, don't do it. Okay, don't. Yeah, imitation is the highest form of flattery, but you can at least invoke the guy's name if you're going to do it. A la, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Well, one last thing. Simu Liu stuck his foot in his mouth again, like he normally does, talking about how Barbie was going to break down heteronormative.
I was seeing thumbnails about that today on some people's videos. How Simu Liu is trying to sink another movie. What did he say now? What did he say?
It's good. Gender will never be the same, or something like that.
Oh God!
But yeah, the Kate McKinnon. She's opened her mouth about it too.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see Barbie, guys. Sorry, me and the wife are going.
Yeah,
I have committed.
Next Wednesday, Joe is going to be a different person.
I'm going to be totally different. I'm going to be sucking down a fresh Bud Light and just having a good time.
That you bought from Target somehow,
right? That I bought from Target.
Friends.
No, it's going to be worse than that. He's going to be drinking a Zima.
So, let me tell you something, pal. Zima was some good shit.
Yeah,
I was bartending when that came out.
I used to drink Zima.
And I'm not a big beer fan, but I drank some Zima. It was like flat 7-Up with a kick. It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
I can't drink beer because I'm allergic to hops. There's no hops in Zima, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm really not. The only reason why I drink this is because I've got lime and salt. It takes away the taste. Yeah. I'm not a beer fan, really. I'm not.
I'm not.
But if I sit here and smash Jack Daniels during the show, I'd be incoherent by the end of it. You'd be trolling me all night, Knock. You know what I mean? But anyway, the next thing we want to touch on before we get into the Trailer Fest, I got the feeling this is going to turn into Trailer Fest. But we want to touch base about this one. I've got an article for us to look at. It's Activision Blizzard is about to get bought by Microsoft because the doors have been opened by a judge in the court case the FTC had brought against them. Let's see. Where is that article? Yeah, there it is. This is from, what day was this? This is from yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this article's from yesterday, but I think this happened 2 days ago, didn't it? Or it might have been yesterday. Microsoft wins FTC. If you don't know what that is, it's the Federal Trade Commission's fight to buy Activision Blizzard. A California judge is allowing Microsoft to close its acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Excuse me, why I keep saying Activision. Activision Blizzard. Go ahead.
By the way, Knock, the Federal Trade Commission, that they had the blockade on Naboo in episode 1 that started this whole thing.
Go ahead, Jeff. I have seen their ships floating around with the circuit,
Oh my God. Yes. Everything goes back to Star Wars. It always does. Yes. Activision Blizzard, after 5 days of grueling testimony, Microsoft still faces an ongoing antitrust case by the Federal Trade Commission, but Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley, obviously a gamer, has listened to arguments from both the FTC and Microsoft and decided to deny the regulator's request for a preliminary injunction. So basically, it's opened the door for them to negotiate to buy this from them. So, but I believe I read part of the article, and those of you that think it's not going to end up on, a lot of people feared if they did this, that like Call of Duty would end up just on the Xbox platform. Okay.
Yeah.
And
this case did was just ensure that it'd be on there for another 10 years.
Right. Yeah. Basically, if you dig into the article, it says here they're actually talking about expanding it past PlayStation and Xbox and putting it on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. That's what they're planning on doing with it. So,
see that Activision want to get them kids, man.
Well, I think this is going to lead to WoW ending up on console. That's what I think is going to happen with it. I think that's going to be one of the first things they do.
Probably.
So, yep.
Yeah. They pretty much have to.
Yeah.
To justify it.
I don't see how they can though with all those freaking buttons you'd have to put control.
Well, we play one of those games that's got a bunch of stuff.
But it was built with console on top of it though. So
yeah, that's true. It was built for both when they did build it. Yeah.
WoW was not built for console.
Well, yeah. I like what one of the what the judge said to the FTC guy. Mm-hmm. He said, "It looks like you care more about protecting Sony than you do protecting anything else."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting read. It's on the Verge website. Check it out. But go ahead.
Microsoft owns a ton of game studios now.
Yeah, they do.
They've been on a buying spree. They own Bethesda, which itself owns a bunch of studios.
Right.
Because they own like id Software and Arcane, and several others, and because they bought ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda.
Yeah. But
they also own Mojang Studios, so they own Minecraft, which is pretty much the biggest game ever made.
Yeah.
They bought Obsidian, which means now we can have, because they're both in the same company now, we can actually have a sequel to Fallout New Vegas. Yeah. Yep. They own Rare. They own Double Fine. They own all these studios that have these hits, and they've been on a buying. This is probably where they're stopping though. Yeah, this is probably their biggest acquisition.
It was like $68 billion.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 69 billion range. Yes, absolutely. I think they're just doing it so they can get WoW. That's what I think they're doing, because that game's been going. When did that game start?
November of 2004.
Yeah, it's been around, and it's stood the test of time. People still play it.
Yeah, I mean, except for a few breaks now and then of several months at a time. I've been playing since December 2004.
Yeah, that's kind of like me.
I got it for Christmas.
I don't know about Knock, but I just started playing DC again. Not on a daily basis, but I'm playing it at least once a week again.
I got in for a couple days, and then
I'm not hip.
Diablo now. So.
Yeah. How is Diablo? By the way, I wanted to get a
Activision, right?
Yeah. That's an Activision game.
That's a Blizzard game.
How is that game, by the way? You said you were getting into it.
It's pretty interesting. I did the story was actually pretty fun. I actually took my time. There's a campaign mode on it. You first 50 levels pretty much. Like DCUO to level 30, except for story. Actual story, but the cutscenes were pretty good. I heard that there was a lot of issues with PS4 playing it. As far as the cutscenes just didn't work. They didn't get any cutscenes, so but PS5 was just fine. I had no issues.
Yeah.
So the game, there's some rubber banding every now and then, but the gameplay is pretty good for the most part. And then, of course, I have a group of people that I've been playing with, so to kind of help level me up a little faster after I got to 50, because after that the campaign was done and it's just grind.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty fun.
Is Saxon playing it?
I have no idea.
Really? Okay. I just didn't know. That sounds like something he'd be all off into, because I know he played the last version of it a lot. So, I just didn't know if you had touched base with him playing it or not. But yeah, I think that they're trying to get this so they can put WoW on a console, which is not going to happen tomorrow. To Knox's point, that thing was nowhere near built for a friggin' console system. So
yeah, but
it would take a lot of work to convert it.
Not really.
Really?
There is a mod out there. Well, an add-on.
Okay.
That lets you use your Xbox controller to play the game.
Okay. And you can do it all with the Xbox controller.
Yeah, once you set it, you set everything up for it, and you just sit there and play.
Because you could do that with Old Republic as well, which I wish to God it would come to console, but it never will. But Star Wars: The Old Republic was a game I got. I tried to set up a computer, but I was not tech savvy at all, so I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it to work. But
you are now. You should try it, dude.
No, key mapping is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
screw that. Does this button work? And have to tap on the screen, and it's ridiculous.
I hear you. Well, so what do you think of this move? You think it's a good move for Microsoft? Because we all know the top game console is the PlayStation. We know that. Now, the Xbox is clearly number 2. Switch is number 3. But do you think that they'll get any closer to PlayStation sales with this move?
No.
I don't think they will either.
Well, it gives them more first-person titles, or not first-person titles, but more Microsoft, not so much exclusives, but it comes out on Microsoft first.
Right.
So it gives them more studios to develop with.
Mm-hmm.
And first-party games are a big seller on reason why a particular console sells.
Yeah.
Is because the title's coming out on it.
Yeah.
That's not coming out elsewhere, like Spider-Man or Gran Turismo, or I can't think of any other Sony first-party games, but
pretty much anything Naughty Dog makes.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, God of War.
The Naughty Dog catalog, Uncharted,
Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Yeah. All those are out on PC, though.
Well, they start on PlayStation, though.
Yeah, they start on PlayStation, but now Sony's realized that they've got this whole untapped market that won't affect the fact that they can claim it's a first-party title.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I just think there's plenty of and y'all have mentioned examples. There's been plenty of precedent of this happening. So, and it wasn't always from purchases. Sometimes it was from, developing their own titles as opposed to purchasing them. But the fact that other companies have, owned the process all the way through between the platform and the title and whatever, legally, I don't see how they could have stopped this.
No, I don't see it either. It doesn't create a monopoly.
Yeah, that's what they tried to argue. They tried to argue that. They also argued that the Nintendo Switch wasn't a console.
That's horseshit. It's a console.
Yeah, that's
it's as much a console as a PC or an Xbox or a PlayStation.
It's sitting over there, hooked up to my TV, and I can sit in my chair and play it with my controller.
Mine's somewhere in that box. As in charge since I moved. So, and then I bought a game for it the other day. Like my longest standing credit card right now is my GameStop credit card. So I have to use it every once in a while to keep it active. So it doesn't go away and mess up my credit. So I just bought Final Fantasy Crisis Core remake. A couple weeks ago, just to buy. That's basically what I use that credit card now, is to buy Switch games.
Right.
Yeah, I'll probably never
it's like when Disney makes a bad movie just to keep the license. Yeah.
That's the only reason I have that credit card now.
my sister's got access to all my Amazon lists. Mm-hmm. So she's buying games off my wish list from Amazon. So
Fantastic Four movies have been made twice just to keep the fucking license.
Yeah, that's what the whole point of the Roger Corman Fantastic Four was. Just they needed to make the license, right? Released it.
By the way,
released it, and then the one from 2015, I still have never seen.
The one from 1994 is better than the one from 2015.
Yeah, the Roger Corman one is better than Fan 4 Stick.
Well, Jed was saying last night that he thinks it's the best one they've ever made, and I'm like, I don't know about all that. I'm a Jessica Alba fan. Sorry.
I own. I can't pronounce his name. I own Gutfeld or whatever it is. The guy that plays Mr. Reed Richards in the Two Fox.
Oh yeah, he's got like a very British first name.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Like a Welsh first name.
Yeah, but he nails
Mr. Keep checking him. If you've ever seen Titanic, he's the guy at the end of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I just hope we don't get Kylo Ren for Reed Richards.
No.
Whoa, no.
It's possible.
They need to get a bunch of no-namers. Look, the whole point of them moving on from the original Avengers is so they didn't have to pay for those contracts.
Well,
so just get some no-namers and make a good movie.
I think they've, because from what I've read, they've moved off of Margot Robbie and Adam Driver. Mm-hmm. Then there was a rumor that it was going to be Matt Smith and Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. And we just talked about her. She's in
Kirby.
Yeah, Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah,
that's
I heard that one. Yeah, mm-hmm.
That's the current flavor.
Yeah,
but I still want
she's pale enough to be invisible, no doubt.
Yeah. They have the perfect casting. The only problem is they wasted him in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they did.
And then Emily Blunt won't sign a long-term contract.
That sucks, because I like Emily Blunt, man.
That in Episode 9, Star Wars could have had an original villain with Matt Smith, and they chose not to do that. Yeah.
Yep. So, because I mean that's the perfect Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman right there.
Yeah, it is.
John Krasinski
and Emily Blunt. No
I don't
doubt.
understand that. I don't understand the whole argument that they wasted it when that was just some universe.
Yeah, but I mean,
that was one universe.
The normies are going to look at it and they see how he was treated, and they're not going to give the character the respect that the character deserves, being Marvel's first family.
Yeah, it's sort of like in wrestling. If you're trying to give a guy a push, you don't have him lose to a
You
jobber.
don't bury him on his first fucking match.
Yeah.
Or you don't make him come out as Shockmaster.
Yeah. Right? Shockmaster.
Maybe
the Shockmaster. Oh my God.
That may have been why YouTube was invented. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Freaking, Krasinski would be perfect, but look, I know somebody that doesn't read comics wouldn't understand this, but the fact that he sat there and told this woman what the guy that could blow her brains out could do.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Beforehand, he would never do that. He's the smartest guy in the world, dude. He would never do that. He would never show his hand like that.
Well, now it's Riri Williams. They've made Riri Williams the smartest person on Earth.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Because, girls do it better.
Yeah.
And that's Iron. She's Ironheart, I believe.
Yeah, Ironheart. Yeah.
That's Ironheart. Yep.
And that's in the comics.
Aren't you looking forward to that? I know I am.
No.
Agatha? You are looking forward to Agatha.
I think Agatha's more of a troll job.
I think it'll be funny. That's why
it's gotta be. They gotta be going for a comedy.
Agatha actress is pretty good.
Yeah, she is. Watch it. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. And I did like WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision was good. I just didn't like the fact that there was no consequences for the Scarlet Witch at all,
and no Doctor Strange in WandaVision.
Yeah, there should have been at least an end credit scene of Doctor Strange,
right?
At least admonishing her about what she did.
Right. I mean, I could understand her escaping and evading the government over it, but somebody in the magical community's got to, put the smack down on her.
That's something else that pisses me off. As much as I like Wong, He doesn't deserve to be the Sorcerer Supreme.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. He's a beta.
But he had to. He had to step into the shoes for 5 years,
he
right?
He didn't get snapped, so he got it by default.
Yeah. The actor does have good comedic timing, the Wong actor.
He does. He's good.
mean, I enjoyed him in She-Hulk. I thought he was pretty funny in that one. They were like, you know, did you just admit to doing this? And then he does his gotta go, does his ring.
Go. See you later.
I bought the only She-Hulk pop I bought was Wong's. Because he's
really?
got the whole ring around him, and he's doing.
Does it?
Yeah, he's doing the sling ring, and it's nice. It's a cool pop. But yeah, that's the only one I bought from the She-Hulk series because that's the only character that was worth anything.
I like the casting in it. I liked, I thought what they did with the Abomination was funny.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The
problem I had with that movie was that she just was insufferable, man.
Yeah,
she's not insufferable in the comic books. She doesn't hate guys in the comic books. She doesn't. She is all about it, man. She digs. Yeah. I mean, what? There's storylines where she's hanging out with Hercules, right? I saw something somewhere that could have been a fan fiction though about Juggernaut, but she's always dating somebody in the comic books.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
She's been with Tony Stark,
right? Yeah,
and
that's what I hated about it. That's the part I hated.
Yeah, the whole Daredevil was
man beatdown shit was.
Hey, that was an abomination.
Yes, it was an abomination, pal. Yeah. Having Daredevil do the walk of shame.
Stop it.
What?
Can't help it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls. Do we want to do this last half hour? Do we want to do a couple of trailers and then maybe try and fit in some video games? Is that what we want to do?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. First one we're going to do was one that was requested by our man, Noxter. Let me pull it up real quick, make sure I've got everything set up correctly. Stop sharing. Present.
Arms.
And let's get this up in there with some sound. And then pop it back out real fast. And then I'll get the trailer up. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm getting this together.
I watched this trailer last night, and then was it last night or this morning? One of the two. And I was like, Joe, please, we got to do this.
I'm really looking forward to this series.
Ugh.
I'm a big Ahsoka fan now. So.
This one's one day ago. Star Wars UK. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
I got it. Let's see what we got here.
It looks so good, guys. You should see it.
I am setting it up, sir. Relax. I am setting it up.
Trailer of the universe here.
Trailer of the universe.
You need to have your brother and Knock on the stream with you at the same time.
I do. One of these days, we got to get my brother on the show, no doubt. Yeah. You guys, I would not be able to get away with shit. But you slam me, and my brother's all about dead air. Okay. Let's see. Let's put her up there, and let's check it out. And it would help if there's fucking sound. Okay. Here we go. Ahsoka.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
Such a shame that guy passed away. Such a shame.
I'm really curious to see what they do for this season with him and see if he makes it through the season. Because
if he's a popular character, God, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Damn.
But if they ended up killing him off anyways, then
nothing lost. But still, dude, Ray, we miss you.
Well, that and the female Inquisitor, she'll end up being just misunderstood by the end of the
season. His apprentice will kill him at the end.
Because the Force is female. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
His apprentice will kill him at the end.
Right. No doubt.
I started hearing whispers.
I'm still not convinced they're safe.
Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power. Such as you've never dreamed.
Go ahead and stop it there, Joe.
Sir.
Because that's interesting. So that because I was kind of theorizing that maybe they were part of Thrawn's, group.
Right.
And the fact that they're looking for him too, and Ahsoka's looking for him. So, like, part of me still doesn't. I'm still not convinced that they're Sith. They're just some kind, especially with the whole Padawan braid. There's some kind of bastardized philosophy.
But they're talking about power.
Yeah.
And the Jedi.
Well, I'm not saying they're not dark
power.
side. I'm just saying they're not completely like just Sith.
I got you.
So that's why their lightsabers
be a
are
dark
orange,
Jedi,
not
and not
red.
be Sith.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Here we go.
You're not showing.
Joe.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
I did it again. Sorry. Sorry about that. All right. Let me run it back a little bit here. Right about there. Okay. Here we go.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
I like that. I like that. Who is that character, man? Do you know who that is?
That's Hera. This is Rebels season 5. It's been confirmed. It's basically confirmed that.
And
if you
her
watch Rebels,
astromech,
you would know these characters.
Okay.
And her astromech is named Chopper, and he's probably the coolest. He's better than R2.
He's murdered a lot of.
Oh yeah, he outright kills people.
He is a killer droid.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
He's pushed other droids off a damn spaceship and just let them die. Like he's a murderer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Mon Mothra's going to be in this. That's cool. All right.
You and I both.
Again, Joe.
I'm doing it again. I apologize.
We'll get there.
I know. We'll get there. I'm an old man. Give me a break. All right. Let's see. Boom.
You and I both know who can help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me.
Wait a minute. Anakin.
Oh, what a great spot to stop it.
There you go. Nice ass.
Woohoo! Now that photo has been stopped, so that's all over Facebook.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm
It's
good.
everywhere.
What can I say? No, I'm just hearing this for the first time. Anakin trained her?
Ahsoka. That's Ahsoka's apprentice.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's is Anakin's apprentice from
Yeah,
Clone
I
Wars.
did not know that.
If you watch the cartoons, you know.
Yeah, she walked away.
Okay.
And
quit
whole
punishing
Sabine
me for not
training-
watching. Wait a minute. Shut up for a second. Let me correct Knock right now. I don't watch cartoons.
It's okay. You got to stop thinking of it as a cartoon, though.
I can't just ask you a question and get information. I can't do that.
No,
Hey,
not without
you can do
judgment.
that with
that ain't a cartoon right there.
That's not a cartoon right there.
The whole thing
That's why I
about
watch
her,
live action.
the whole thing about her training Sabine, though, that is new information.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Okay.
Yeah, so
she's
it
a
is
Mandalorian,
interesting.
huh?
It is. Well, she wears the armor. Yeah, she actually had the dark saber at one point as well.
Yeah, she is Mandalorian. She's just a rebel
More colorful.
Mandalorian.
Yeah,
a
she's
rebel
okay.
Mandalorian in the Rebel Alliance.
Rebelorian.
Nice.
There's a guy has a primarily a Star Wars channel called John Graber, and I went on his channel last night, and we watched the trailer, and he talked about how when Sabine is cutting her hair there, that is emblematic of in Star Wars
You're getting
Rebels.
ahead. You're spoiling the trailer. I haven't even gotten there yet.
They just showed
They
it.
just showed her
Did
cutting
they?
her hair. Yeah.
No.
They did.
Oh, I thought that was just her putting it in a bun. And then
No.
How that's emblematic of when Kanan, who's a character in Star Wars Rebels, cut his hair, which he had a ponytail.
See, I didn't think that. I thought this was her going back to her roots because she had short hair in the show.
True.
So she's going back to when she started getting training or whatever, becoming Ahsoka's, apprentice or whatever.
You got your stuff. All right. Good deal.
So that's what I didn't think it had anything to do with her. I mean, it could have been because you could clearly tell that there's a lot of Ezra influence in this. So you could be right.
Yeah.
This is not what I thought. I thought it was just her going a little bit. It could be both. It could be one or the other. I guess I don't know, and we'll probably find out. But I didn't really get that as much as maybe because that is what her look was in the cartoon. So I think that's another part of it.
Open for interpretation.
Yeah.
The interpretation, the guy that does not know anything about this lore thought of the messenger. I thought of Joan of Arc. That's what I thought when I saw it. So
she did.
There you go.
Yes, she did.
There you go. Okay, let's continue.
Mm-hmm.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in.
Yeah.
Now this right here, I saw an entire thread of people just trashing what this guy looked like.
Whatever.
Yeah, they were calling him Elon Thrawn.
I see it a little bit. I see
right?
it.
I mean, yeah, but still, come on.
But from what I understand, this is the guy that's the actual voice actor from the show,
cartoon,
isn't
he's
it?
He's Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
Okay. All right. Cool.
By the way, it made me really sad that she cut her hair. I mean, I kind of
Yeah.
see why she did it for story wise, but her hair looked awesome.
Well, is the Joan of Arc reference even relative to that?
I don't get the reference, so I don't know.
I'll have to watch the series to actually come up with that. There's nothing in the cartoon that would make her Joan of Arc. So
okay, yeah. Joan of Arc is somebody that fought for the church, basically on a mission of revenge. It wasn't even for religious reasons. She was on a mission of revenge. But
I doubt that would be. No, I don't think so. I think it would have been, like I said, go back to roots, and also what Matt was saying, that the Ezra Bridger influence. You see her nonstop. She has his helmet. Constantly looking at holograms of him, and anytime she sees a picture of him, like everything is just heavily geared towards that.
Yeah.
So,
and that painting that she touches, that is directly taken from the cartoon. It even looks the exact same.
At the beginning of the trailer, you actually see them standing on that tower, and you see the ship flying by. That's directly from the cartoon as well. There's a lot of references to the cartoon.
Well, I tell you, the guy that knows nothing about the lore, once again, I dig the spaceship battles and stuff I'm seeing. It looks fucking badass. It looks Star Wars to me. So
it is.
No, it's pure Star Wars lore. Yeah, and that's all.
The big creature, like right before the Thrawn shot, the big creature that they flew by that looked like a whale with tentacles on the back of it.
Yeah,
that is in the last season of Rebels.
Yes,
as well.
Really? Okay.
Space Flows. You see him in Mandalorian as well.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Vader, you have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Well, that was a direct reference to Rebels, right?
So this is very interesting because one, Sabine tried to do a force push, which she doesn't have force powers as far as we know. So that's very interesting. That's why she said you have no power. So
right.
So I don't know if they're going to retcon something in there. As far as I know, she has no force, but she did want to, train. She's trained with the saber before, or just swords in general. And then so that's interesting. And the fact that Ray Stevenson's character said Anakin said he trained you. That means he knew Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That connection we know nothing about.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Very interesting.
There's a connection between Thrawn and Anakin.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there definitely is one there.
Yeah, but
they go on a mission together. So
two.
Or several, yeah.
He goes on one with Anakin, and back when they were still in the Republic when he was part of the Jedi.
Yeah, during Clone Wars, and
then during the Clone Wars.
When it's in the same book. They do flashbacks of the book. When Vader and Thrawn go on another mission after Vader and Thrawn has become an admiral.
And he figures
Thrawn.
out that that's Anakin. He knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
If anyone should be able to do something like that,
it'd be Thrawn. Yeah.
And there you go, guys.
And Vader Mitsu says, "Don't say anything."
Yeah, man, that looks pretty cool. I still maintain that this is the first thing that Disney Star Wars has done that I'm really hyped for. That looks pretty cool.
I really like those spinning lightsabers, but I feel like since none of them that have them have ever won a battle, that they're mostly useless.
Yeah.
So to say, I'd be afraid if I tilted it one way or another, I'd either decapitate or cut off my own legs.
What are they doing? They're spinning a lot, and then nobody seems to win a battle. So I mean,
they would be really good for blast. They'd be really good for blaster deflection.
Yeah.
Yes, as a shield, I could see that.
Yeah.
But fighting against another saber, no, I think I want a little more control of
I'm
that.
just saying, they always do all these fancy things with the Sith weapons, and they're always crap. They never do anything. They can never win a battle. So it's like.
So it's sort of like in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you got that swordsman that's doing the sword, all kind of ways.
E. Clay Thomas says Filoni poop pass. Well, I'm going to give it a try, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I hate.
Yeah,
Filoni.
well,
I'm
dude,
not like you right now.
You got to realize some of these guys, man, they've been really let down by some of this stuff. So, and they're really hardcore about it, man. I heard now. Tell me if this is true. I heard this trailer sparked an argument between Star Wars Theory and Doomcock on some way, shape, or form. Was that right? Did you guys hear anything like that?
I didn't hear anything about that.
I'm
not.
I'll check into it and I'll get back to you on it next week. But I think I heard something like that last night, either in the chat or somewhere else. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be cool. I like Rosaria Dawson. I've been a fan of hers forever. I've never watched anything with her in it I didn't like. So, except for the sequel to Sin City, you can't.
Yeah.
You can only polish.
I'm always up for watching the rooftop scene in Clerks 2, to ABCs, just.
You sure you're not talking about AOC?
AOC did have a rooftop video of her dancing.
Yes, she did. But anyway, okay. So the other one I want to show you guys is, we know we got Barbie. We know we got Oppenheimer coming out, but the trailer for this one dropped the other day.
Is this my request?
No, I think this is going to be an AOC biopic with Rosario Dawson.
No, this is Napoleon, is what it is.
Oh, I thought we were doing Godzilla.
Godzilla? Oh yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, let's do that first.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1. This is a Japanese release.
No, it's releasing on December 1st here in the United States.
I thought you said it was releasing before that in
Japan. Yeah, it's going to release in November in Japan, but it releases here in December 1st.
It takes a while for him to get here.
I've got a Rotten Tomatoes trailer, Rapid trailer. What studio's putting this out? Do you know?
Toho.
Toho?
Yeah, this is Shin Godzilla. The Godzilla movie that came out after 2014 Godzilla from Legendary. Toho's the company that actually owns the Godzilla license.
Okay. All right, I think I have it here.
It's just a teaser, so it's not very long. But man.
Right, I got you. Hang on. Let me get it set up. A binga banga boom. And we've got sound. Okay, we're all set. Let's put it up there. This is the ultimate kaiju. I'm a big, when it comes to Kong and Godzilla, my brother was Kong. I was Godzilla. I love the big lizard. Yeah, and I know who you're on board with. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Kong?
Post-war Japan. From 0 to minus.
Godzilla. -1.
Yeah, I thought you could say 0 to hero.
Wow, dude. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I gotta admit, that looks cool. Let's see. What's E. Clay Thomas saying? More a teaser, but looks interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all it is a teaser, but we'll get the full trailer probably next month.
Yeah. Thanks, Enola Gay.
Explain that one. What is it?
That was the plane that dropped the atomic bombs
in Hiroshima.
Oh, okay. All right.
What was the one that dropped the one in Nagasaki?
Don't know.
I don't know. Was it the same plane?
I don't know either. I don't remember.
As far as I know, it was the same plane, but I could be wrong.
What was the name of the bombs? It was like Fat Man and Little Boy, something like that.
Yep.
Wasn't that the title of one of the Oppenheimer movie they made before with Paul Newman in it?
Yep.
Right.
Boxcar was the one that dropped the Nagasaki one.
Boxcar. B-O-C-K-S-K-R.
Okay.
Or SCR.
All right. Hang on one second. Okay. This one, like I said, the other movies that are coming out in the next couple of weeks, I really want to see them bad, but there's 2 movies the rest of the year I really want to see. And this one right here, man. Oof. Yeah, this looks good. First of all, it's one of my favorite directors. Ridley Scott can do no wrong in my eyes. He made Alien. He made friggin' Gladiator.
With Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix, who is starring in the title role of this one. This is Napoleon, boys and girls. Check this shit out. And if you don't know the historical stuff, this guy almost took over the world.
Yeah.
He did.
Well, Europe.
Yeah, well, the known world at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
he was almost as tall as Zelensky. Yep.
Yeah, right? Don't make me put that picture back up, man. Oh, shit.
So is this going to be like Hugh Grant being in the Oompa Loompa, like the side?
No, it's not.
And madness and chaos on the streets. We must make an example, or France will fall.
What would you do if this assignment of defense was transferred to you?
I promise you brilliant successes.
I promise you brilliant successes. Wow. This guy, oof. And I love the actor, man. He looks great.
It's a little tall.
Yeah, he is.
What is this costume you have on?
This is my uniform. I led the French victory at Toulon.
What is your name?
Napoleon.
The course of my life just changed. Napoleon.
Course of my life has just changed. Wow.
That would be Josephine.
Yes, that's Josephine. Oh, man. What is it with these guys that are that ride the line between genius and insanity? They've always got that femme fatale, right? Ugh.
Yep.
But some of the footage they've got here, dude, these battle scenes and stuff. Just look at this. He's in Egypt.
I'm destined for greatness. But those in power only see me as a sword.
I suggest you take the throne as king.
Do what? Were you
I
saying
was going to say they need to digitally fix the Sphinx. The Sphinx had his nose in Napoleon's time. It was shot off in World War II.
Right. I feel you.
And one thing that I think they may have gotten right there was it showed the Sphinx more covered by sand there than it is now.
Yeah.
I think the excavation was after Napoleon's time.
Yes, it was.
As far as when they got it down to where you could see the paws and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, it was.
Shall we vote?
Is that Trump going into the White House? Is that what that is?
the Ultra MAGA King. Yeah.
Right?
This vermin has held the world hostage with his egotism and his lack of simple good manners.
Yeah, he was much like Amadeus in the fact that he gave 0 fucks.
Yep. Oh,
he didn't give a shit what you thought of him. No doubt about that, man. But, dude, some of this, you see what I'm talking about the war footage and stuff. My gosh, man. And none of it looks CGI'd, but I know half of it is. But it looks real. It's really cool looking. I mean, Ridley Scott has got such a great eye, dude. And this last one is a killer. Right here. Shows you how smart the guy was.
You think you're great? You are just a tiny little brute that is nothing without me.
You're just a tiny little brute who is nothing without me. Wow. That's hardcore.
Yeah. The guy has a hard day at the office and he comes home and the last thing he wants is to get henpecked.
That's more than henpecking right there. That's being put in your place. Ooh, shit.
All of Europe is uniting forces against me.
What's the outcome of this if you don't succeed?
Your Majesty, we are discovered.
Good.
It's a trap!
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake.
I simply never do.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't go to Russia in the winter.
No, don't go to Russia in the winter. That's a bad idea. They will outlast you. They are tough some bitches. How many have learned that lesson? Oh my God. What was the name of the city that was under siege for almost a year and they never took it?
Troy?
No, not Troy. No. It's
I just got next to the conversation.
Leningrad or St. Petersburg?
I think it was Leningrad.
I think that's the same city.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Is
okay.
it?
I think whenever the communists took over, they renamed it Leningrad.
Oh, and they sent in a wooden horse. Yeah.
Brad Pitt was there. Yeah.
He knows everything about Star Wars history, but knows nothing about fucking real history. It's fucking unbelievable.
No,
but yeah, man, that's going to be a good one to go see. They should have used the ABBA song Waterloo.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one, no doubt about it.
You know that, and you know Napoleon, he got put on an island after a defeat, and then he came back from that island.
Oh yeah.
So he did a MacArthur. He I
will return. Yep, I will be back. I will return.
Then they put him on an island again after that, and that's where he died.
Yep. Yeah, he was hard to get rid of. That little. One thing I didn't see in that trailer though, I didn't see the hand in the jacket, the classic hand in the jacket thing. You didn't see that anywhere in the trailer.
Yeah,
I was kind of thrown aback.
I've seen pictures of it, so I know
it's kind of like when we were watching last night. We watched the Wonka one, and oh my God, some of that is cringe. But one thing I noticed, there was no kids in that. There was no kids in that one at all.
That Wonka movie,
the Wonka trailer.
Oh yeah.
You mean the main character, one of the main characters being a kid? What do you mean?
I mean, like, none of the characters in the whole trailer are children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's...
Well, hang on.
The little girl is like with them the whole time. I don't understand what you're...
Yeah, but
I'm not saying there's any other children in there.
Well, I mean, I think this is a prequel.
You said a very definitive none. So
okay, well, all right.
There were no children visiting his factory.
He hasn't made
his
it
factory. Yeah,
he hasn't made it yet. This is the story of him making that.
Okay.
Well,
he's going up against the mob, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should play the trailer.
I'm fixing to. Believe that. I'm fixing to get it. I'm fixing to play it, and oh my God.
That girl may be 18. She's. We don't know that technically she's a child.
You know what? There's an easy way to find out.
Weddings bring up some complicated.
Oh, shut up.
They do. They definitely do.
Hang on. I gotta go back to YouTube. I screwed up. Hang on. Let me get another window up here.
But yeah, that.
Okay. No! I just saw Brie Larson. No, you're scaring me.
The Josephine character was in Mission Impossible. She played the blonde.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Really? That's the Kirby chick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really? It didn't look like her. She must be one of those chameleons. Can look any way she wants. Okay, here's Warner Brothers.
I've spent the past 7.
Here we go. Let's get her set up. And this will be the last thing of the night, guys, because we're about there. So, no more video games today. We did enough video game talk earlier. All right. Here we go with Wonka.
I've spent the past...
Tiny ass. What the
Hugh
fuck?
Grant. Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Jackman.
Did I say Hugh Jackman? Hugh Grant. It's tiny ass. What the hell?
I think it's a good movie for Christmas time. I don't know.
I don't know. I
don't know if I'll go see it in theaters, but I don't know. I definitely watch it.
I'm not going to see it in the theaters, but I'll probably watch it when it comes out on streaming.
Well, I'm a fan of the original.
The original.
And it looks like he's doing a fusion of Depp and
See, I didn't really. I mean, I watched Depp's, but I didn't. It's not like a big thing to me. I mean,
yeah,
well, it sounds.
I didn't get into it either.
He looks like he's acting like Gene Wilder with Depp's weirdness to him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It looks like it's a fusion of the two. Yeah, I like the actor.
Yeah,
and I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that. Why has he got? Okay. I hope that's not the first time he meets the Oompa Loompa. Okay. Because he's supposed to go where they're from and rescue them.
Right.
Yes.
So why he'd have one under glass, I'm kind of confused.
And they're also bigger than that.
Yes, they are. They're halflings.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're hobbits. They're not that tiny. So, yeah. Well, I mean, talking about being lore correct, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I was just struck by the fact that he wasn't trying to impress, because half of the thing was he was having fun with the kids, man, in a non-pedo way, if you understand what I'm saying.
Having fun torturing them or allowing themselves to be tortured.
They did it to themselves. Come on, man. You've seen the movie. True. They did it to themselves. True. He made them accountable for their actions, boys and girls. Yep. That's what he did. He did not do anything bad to them. They did bad things to themselves. And no kids, you high. Looks awful, he says. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
The movies I want to see the rest of the year. Of course, I want to see Sound of Freedom going tomorrow. Going Sunday to see Mission Impossible. Probably going to be going to see Barbie the Sunday after that. And then Oppenheimer will be another week later. Going to go see all of those in the theater. That's 4 movies in the next 3 weeks. And then knock Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm going to see Napoleon and Dune. Yeah. Dune, I'm looking forward to. If you haven't,
be a pretty good month.
Well, I'll go see Kraven the Hunter.
I will. I will too. I'm a Spider-Man nerd, so I'm definitely going to go see that. Yep. The only Sony Spider-Verse movies I haven't seen are the 2 Venom movies. And I'm going to watch them. I just haven't gotten around to it. I didn't go see it to begin with, though, because it didn't have Spider-Man in it. I was like, I don't know how you can tell that story without Spider-Man.
I go see every superhero movie on opening night. I'm just a nerd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to do that, but now I don't. Yeah. Not so much.
I even saw Eternals opening night.
Wow.
You go, stayed up the whole time.
That's commitment right there. That's commitment.
I did see it in theaters, Eternals. I thought it was cool, but
I saw it in the theater too because my wife's a big Angelina Jolie fan, and to their credit, her story is the best one in the whole damn movie. It just only happens for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The best thing in it only lasted for 10 minutes. All right. Speaking of minutes, we are out of them, boys and girls. So let's let everybody promote their stuff. John, go ahead and tell them where you're at.
Well, you can find me on Pop Culture Minefield, 10 a.m. Central, pretty much every day of the weekday. On the weekends as well, and those are the afternoon, either at 1 or 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Sunday, but Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me on that 70s Rock Fans channel on Monday nights at 4 Central.
Yep.
And I'm going to be going back to streaming next Tuesday.
Yay! It's about time.
Cool.
Yes.
I have no idea what I'm doing yet. I'm probably going to finish it. I may put that one back because I got some prep work that I still need to do for it. But at some point, I'm doing my part 2 of my Showa era Godzilla,
mm-hmm.
and going through those movies because I got the second half of the Showa era to finish. And I might do another random stream of randomness. Depends on if something happens.
The random stream of randomness.
Yep.
That is awesome. That's what I used to dig. You went over the articles and stuff. Very cool. I would really love to see you finish your kaiju stuff. And I'm actually thinking about, because I know you and 70s do videos about movies. I'm thinking about, because 70s loves to do foreign stuff,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, because he's doing the English comedy stuff right now. I'm thinking about doing American comedy movies is what I'm thinking about doing. I think that might be the niche I can start making videos on.
Yeah.
Because they just don't make comedies like they used to. And I'm going to introduce guys to some of the greatest comedies ever. You know what I mean? I think And you know what the first one I got to do is? It's the one me and my brother wore out on VHS, man. Fucking Smokey and the Bandit. We watched it every fucking afternoon when I was a kid, dude. My dad had that the old tank of a VHS machine.
I also have to finish my history of arcade games.
There you go. Well, get to work, man. I want to see you back on Tuesdays. That's your streaming day. I dig it. Yep. Okay, Matt, tell them where you're at, man.
Well, one thing I want to mention is I think one of the reasons why we haven't had as many good comedies is because it's a little bit harder to market comedies to foreign markets than it is action movies or dramas in some cases. But
yeah,
you can find me here every Wednesday night, 5:30 p.m. and occasionally on Friday nights on Jed Revenolf's channel. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, always a pleasure, Matt. And Noxter, tell them what's up with you, man.
Yeah, nothing too much. I'm here on Wednesdays usually. I think I heard something of a plan next week of being Star Wars, and that's the right time.
And
so
I need your input for the show next Wednesday.
Yeah, so I'll that's always that's my thing. So and then of course here soon, and a little, a month or so, we've got football season coming up. So
well, actually, we're coming up pretty damn quick.
Less than a month. Yeah.
It's less than a month now because isn't the Hall of Fame weekend the first weekend in August?
Yep.
Man, my wife is hyped too because guess who they're putting in the hall first at the ceremony? Come on, you know who she's a fan of?
Tom Brady.
No. Yeah, there you go. Think the opposite direction.
He's got another 4 years to go.
The whole reason why she started rooting for the Dolphins is because she saw a piece on Zach Thomas where he said dynamite comes in small packages, and that's her saying, that's her thing. And when she heard that, she said, "Yeah, I'm rooting for the Dolphins." She is a huge Jason Taylor. She loves the brother-in-laws. She loves them because Jason Taylor is married to Zach Thomas's sister. And yeah, she loves those two. That defense was a great defense. I saw him on Thanksgiving Day against, of course, not the greatest Dallas Cowboys quarterback ever, Anthony Wright or whatever his name was. It wasn't an Anthony Wright, or was it I know it started with an A and his last name was Wright. They tried to use an option offense with him and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Do you remember who I'm talking about? I think
that was after Romo, right? Or is that before Romo?
No, Romo was after him. Romo was after him.
It had to be before Bledsoe, too.
It was. It was around the turn of the century. This guy was the quarterback. Yeah. The Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys?
Quincy Carter?
Quincy Carter. That's it. Why was I thinking Anthony Wright? God almighty. Yes, Quincy Carter. That was it. He was quarterbacking for them on a Thanksgiving Day, and they got blown up by the fucking Miami Dolphins. When we came out of the restrooms for the second half, there was 1/3 of that stadium still there, and they all had teal jerseys on. All the Cowboys fans had left. They got killed. Jason Taylor, my wife to this day says that Jason Taylor scored a touchdown on an interception return to the end zone that we were sitting near just for her. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a fun day, but the Dallas Cowboy fans did not have a good day that day. But
all I know is Jamal Charles is Hall of Fame eligible next year.
Next year? There you go.
Yeah.
Charles.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, we're going to have to you know what? We're going to have to get together. I tell you, next week, we'll start putting that together. Be thinking about what we want to talk about for that Hall of Fame weekend, and we'll decide. We'll look at the schedule for it, guys. We'll do that next weekend. I can't do it tonight.
I'll take a sneak peek at the college season, too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We'll start putting something together next week. Let's look at, first of all, Hall of Fame weekend, what the schedule is for it, when we can do it, all that good stuff. I'd like to stick to our regular time slot on a Sunday morning, but I mean, if there's not anything going on that Sunday, if they've wrapped it up pretty much by then, I think usually they do the inductions on Sunday.
The Hall of Fame game is on a Thursday.
Yeah, right. That starts it. And then they have the banquet on Friday, I think, when they actually give them their jackets. And the inductions may be Saturday. So we may have to do something. We might have to do a pregame for the fucking Hall of Fame game that night. We might have to do it there. Anyway, we'll look at it next week.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. We'll start scheduling.
Time.
Yeah, for sure. We got some time. Okay, well, let me let you know what's going on with the channel, guys. Of course, you're watching Joe's Atmosphere's channel. And we do this particular show, State of the Atmosphere, all about the pop culture stuff. We do it every Wednesday night at 5:30 p.m. Central. And then later on tonight, you can see me fuck up KOTOR. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. I'll be on having a couple of cocktails and screwing that game up. It's fun. It's just, wow, it's clunky. And boy, the combat system, knock. I am a button clicker, and I am fucking up all these battles, dude. Because you can't button clicking through those things. You have to sit there and plan out your attacks and stuff. And I'm just sitting there slamming one button. That's all I do. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've got to figure out a better way to do it though. But we do that every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central. And then Thursday, it's the Brothers Hack the Matrix. And Highlander will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, if as long as the job doesn't keep him late. But if he does, I've always got Matt in my back pocket. Matt, I'll let you know if anything comes up. But pretty sure he's going to be there. He's been sending me articles all week. So we'll be showing you this week in the headlines and pulling back the curtain on those headlines to let you know what's really going on. Brothers Hack the Matrix every Thursday night at 6 p.m. And then my Sketching the Privateer show is coming live from Shop Till You Drop this weekend. We've got booths set up out there. I'm taking commissions, and I'm going to be promoting my comic book at Shop Till You Drop in the Bossier Civic Center Friday and Saturday. So if you're in the Shreveport Bossier area, come see me. And then Mondays, I'm on Morning Coffee with Gary at 10 a.m. Central. And I don't know what movies. Do you know what movie he's doing Monday? But
I think we're finally going to get to the Point Man.
You're finally going to do the Point Man? Okay.
The Point Men, not man.
Point Men, huh? Well,
yeah.
He needs to change the thumbnail then.
Yeah, I know. I've told him that.
But anyway, Gary does a show from a veteran's point of view every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central. Military Mondays, Morning Coffee with Gary. And that's brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio. And then It's Only Talk and Roll. I don't know what he's doing Monday. He's planning on doing something. I'm not sure what it is. But last week we did Canon Film Club and we did Cyborg. That was a lot of fun. That's a crazy ass movie. And then we come right back around to the show that starts off my streaming week on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Central, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. And like Knock alluded to, and we've been talking about during the show, it is going to be Star Wars week. We're going to do all our shows about Star Wars. We're going to start it with Part 8 of my walkthrough of Force Unleashed, my favorite Star Wars video game. These guys might like Knights of the Old Republic, but this is my favorite one right here. I love it. And so you can watch that at 10 p.m. Central this Tuesday evening at on my channel. So you guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate you always. Always have a lot of fun talking this pop culture stuff with you. Thanks a lot, Culture Casino, for stopping by and seeing us. Yeah. We are very honored to have you, and you're always welcome to be here, man. And I don't think it's a weave. I think it's real hair. You just keep up. You just keep it up, buddy.
He is surging to 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
He's gained like 1,500 in a short period of time.
Yes, he has. Yep. He's doing great stuff, man.
It's
he
doesn't
do. That's it. It's the beard. I mean, and it's the quality of the beard. He's almost Wookiee-like. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, for Das Wolf, Small Time Republic, and Knock, I want to thank you for being here. And until next time, guys, I want you to keep on keeping on. God bless.